Welcome back. All right, so this one is the covenant with my mother daughter. How did that one happen? All right, so my mother, biologic mother, she transitioned when I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old, my mother transitioned, and it was very devastating, obviously, to the whole family, that type of thing. So, as a little boy, I felt some kind of way about transitioning. It was confusing to me, I guess. I didn't really understand it. And then at 10 years old, my mother, she was epileptic, so she would have seizures. Now, throughout life, I had never seen anybody do this but my mother, where I was so concerned as a son that I would see her having a seizure and I would run up to her and she would pop out of the seizure and tell me to get back. And as I got older, I was like, she must have been really strong to be able to do that because I had never seen anybody be able to do that, to come out of a seizure and the love they got to say get back so that they don't, because a person having a seizure can hurt you if they get their hands on you. So she knew that I was gonna try to help her, and I felt that on the inside that I could. I was like, there's something I can do. All I have to do is get to her and touch her. If I just touch her, then I will be able to help her with her situation that she's going through right now. So she transitioned when I was 10. Now, as I was going through life, and eventually, as you know, I got initiated. I went through my big initiation, and something told me, let me just check on my mom. Let me check on her. So I tap in and check in, and turns out she was actually trapped. She was trapped in a specific realm. And this happens a lot. This happens a lot if you transition from this life and your vibration is really low, because she ended up transitioning in a hospital and she was very scared because she was alone. She was all by herself. So the energy can be trapped in between realms. It doesn't always move on. So that's where you need those that have the gift or initiated or what have you, can assist with these spirits so that they can cross all the way over. So I tap in, and my mother was trapped in this realm. So what I did was I said, okay, we got to get her up out of there. Okay, so we did, and we got my mom out of this realm. Now, 20 years had gone by. This was 20 years later. So she had been there 20 years, but in the spirit world, the time, who knows? It could have been, it probably wasn't that long for her. So as I'm going through life, I was like, okay, my mom, she's now out. And then right after that, about a month later, she says, hey, I'm trying to come back. I'm reincarnating. I'm going to come back through you. I'm going to come back through you. And I was like, okay, we can do that. We can do that. So she told me that she wanted to come through me because not only the way that I was living my life, but also because she knew that she would have the greatest chance at reaching her ascension in this lifetime because of the destiny and the things that I was going to be doing in my life. Okay, so she started telling me exactly like how she wanted to be held, and this is how it works on the starseed level. Your children will reach out to you, and they're going to tell you specifically what they need from you as parents. So they're going to be like, I need to be held like this. This is what I would like to eat, and this is the kind of environment and that type of thing. So they very, very specific. So we started putting everything together. Lo and behold, here she comes. Okay, so she comes, and so the process of conception happens, and then she's born. Now, after about, let's say, a couple months in, after she was born, she used to do this thing with her eyes, and it triggered me because I remembered that. I remember seeing my mother's eyes right before she had a seizure. She would do these things where her eyes would like kind of roll back, and we would be looking at the baby, and she was confirming to me that that was her. But not only that, but that she was going to need what's called past life regression, where we have to heal. Sometimes we have to heal our ancestors, especially if they reincarnate from previous lives. Okay, so they need help too. So that stuff doesn't just go away. That stuff has to get cleared. So she wanted to wait until I was specifically aligned with the perfect mother that was in alignment with that. Okay, her mother is actually also a healer and knew exactly what to do. Okay, so we both did a healing ritual to heal her, and she never did that again. She never did that again. So we ended up healing her past life of when she was having seizures. So one of the covenants that I made with her, because she only had a father for 8 years, my mother. My grandfather transitioned when she was 8. So that can be very devastating for a daughter to grow up and not have your father with you. Just like a son, same thing. So I made a covenant with her. I told her that in this life, you will have a father for more than 8 years. And that's the covenant that I have made with this child. Okay, I have different covenants with different children. So my daughter, this one is actually my mother that transitioned when I was 10, or when I was 10 years old. That's when she made her transition, and obviously got stuck in the realm, and then we came along. So this is the covenant that I made with my mother-daughter. Now, the moral of the story is very simple. Okay, our beloveds, when they transition, it's important to check and make sure that they okay. Okay, make sure that they okay, that they pretty much transition all the way over. Okay, because a lot of times if their vibration is low, or if they stuck, or if they got too much karma or whatever, they be trapped. They be trapped. Okay, there be spirits that be trapped all over the place. So it's important for us to check on our loved ones to make sure that they okay. Okay. So yeah, this is the covenant that I have made, because and then that feeling, I had this feeling as a little boy. Okay, that same feeling when I was telling you that I felt like I could help her when I was a little boy. That's how I felt. And then as I got older, and then once we did that ritual and healed it, that feeling went away. It was like a feeling of completion. Like I was finally able to help my mother. So I had this feeling for like 20 years sitting with me, like, man, if I just would have done this, if I would have just went up to her and touched her, then she would have been okay. And so I got that conclusion, and in a sense, it actually helped to heal me as well. So through this covenant that I have made with my daughter, which is now 7 years old, this is the covenant. I just wanted to say that I love you. I'm always going to be here for you. And like I said, I'm going to keep my covenant. I'm going to keep my covenant. And let this go out to all the mothers and the fathers out there, as well as the children, okay? So this is the covenant I made with my mother-daughter, Asheo.